Ooh, it looks like the new induction heater arrived. Let's open it. Oh, Alright, here it is. Got our copper coil, the actual induction heater itself, some tubing for cooling, and whatever these are, screws or something. So, let's just get this garbage out of the way, and we'll get started. So if we can even fit this thing in here, these washers are supposed to hold it down and make a good contact for the circuit, but it's actually like really bad, as you can see. You can see these posts moving right here, and it'll just probably break off. And look at that movement. So the connection's pretty bad on it, but we're gonna test this thing out, see if it works. Alright, so we got this copper tubing, and we need to cool it. This thing gets extremely hot. So here I have a cheap 3-volt pump, and this will pump the water from my pool into this, keeping it cold. Oh, and you actually need to insert the coil in before you put the tubes, which also sucks because it's really hard to fit them in. Let's see if we can get a tube in there. That's gonna be pretty hard. Yeah, that's totally not secured well. We'll just have to deal with that. Dude, this is taking me like 10 minutes to get these damn tubes on. Alright, second tube is on. Wow, that was really fast. So we got ample water cooling, so let's get this thing started. Now as you can see here, it says 24 to 36 volts input. You can also put in 12, but it will barely heat up the metal you're working with. You want to go in the higher range, otherwise you won't even get the metal red hot. I don't have my 36 volt power supply ready because it's not noon yet. So let's connect our 36 volt power supply. Let's wait a bit until these panels are in full sun so they can suck up the light molecules and produce 36 volts. Light molecules, what the f? It's also a good idea to put an extra fan here because this fan does not do well enough. Alright, so here's the crucible. It's a ceramic 1 kilogram crucible, and as you can see it's already been used, and that was for my last video for the arc furnace. Now with an induction coil you can only use ferrous metals, which means they need to be magnetic. So steel and iron work really well. So we got the photovoltaic soaking up the energy from the massive fusion reactor above my head, and we're gonna connect it to the power. So we got our infrared thermometer here, and we use this to monitor the temperature of the metal in the crucible, the heat sink, and the water. So it's noon and we got sun, so let's start plugging this thing in. Pump, get the positive. Here are our 2 jumper cables off the solar panels, 4 gauge wire. Alright, I've got a steel bolt right here, and I'm gonna drop it in and turn it on. See what the temperature is after 10 seconds. 120. Alright, this is after 30 seconds. Around 440. 45 seconds. Around 800. And this is after 1 minute. Around 900. Almost 1,000 degrees. So after about 5 minutes, it's hit high, which is around 1,000 degrees. So we know it's higher than 1,000 degrees. I haven't seen it glow red hot, so I'm not sure what's happening. Alright, let's cool this thing down. So I'm not sure why this isn't working, but I assume that it's because when steel heats up, it loses its magnetic properties. And that could be why the magnetic field that this is generating is not heating it up any further. But it also just might be a crappy product. So I actually had a smaller one, this 100-watt one. They cost around 10-15 bucks, and it comes with a nice coil wire over here, and you have to solder it on. And this one actually worked really well for me, until I broke it, of course, by overvolting it. But this thing is 100 watts, and it would melt paper clips. So one more idea. I'm going to put a small magnetic object, which is this bolt. Bro, that's a nut. And I'm going to put it in with some lead, and then I'm going to put it in the crucible here. And hopefully this will heat up the nut hot enough to melt the lead. So let's see if that works. Put that in, turn it on, and wait. Whoa, that was quick. That was like 30 seconds. Oh, it's pretty warm. Alright, so you got the crucible. See there's molten lead in it. Let's pour it out. Yep, molten lead. So it does work. I just don't know how well. Pretty warm? Ow. Okay, that is still really hot. This is cooled because it was stuck to the pavement and the heat got dispersed into the pavement, but that is super hot. So if you guys are looking for a cheap induction heater to buy, I recommend the small one because this one was really cheap and it actually worked pretty well. That's the end of this video. Help me out on Patreon, link is in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh no, don't float away, don't float away. No, 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 no.